What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Savage Land. Welcome to another episode of Soapbox. Pretty much my commentary, just run down on my channel where I run my mouth every week and I take you through the life and weekly of a collector, which is me. And of course, if you're new here, we have Community, which I just talk about action figures in general, new action figures that's coming out. I think that's pretty cool. Stuff I've seen on social media, Facebook, Instagram. We got G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe. And then we also have a hot topic and pickups for the week. I will say this. This episode was filmed over a couple of days. This is the last part I filmed, which is the most recent, which is probably the same day I put it out. So the hot topic is Giant Man, so that might be dated by a couple of days. Maybe that went up or went down as far as how many people backed it so far. But that's the hot topic. What's going on with the Giant Man, which pretty much what everybody started talking about this week, which I told you last week I would talk about this week. And there's not much community. Most of the episode is a real fat G.I. Joe episode of G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe, which I just pretty much talk about that I finally found the Crimson Guards. But let's jump right into community. Like I said, it's very short. Only one thing I'm going to talk about is the X-Men97 wave has hit. And for some odd reason, everybody wants a damn Wolverine now. Now, when I first seen this wave about 2 months ago, I knew I was going to get the Bishop. I got the Bishop. You'll see that later on. I knew I'll get the Wolverine. Finally got the Wolverine. Came full circle. Full circle. You hear that a lot. My collecting is full circle. Finally came back home to my Target in Fayetteville, and they had one left on the peg after I seen none in a place called Burlington earlier in the week, and I seen none in Garner or Raleigh when I first seen this, but it had one left on there. I was like, let me try him out. Make a long story short, I think he's just like any other Wolverine, but apparently I'm a Wolverine variant collector, like I'm a Snake Eyes collector, like I'm a Hulk Hogan collector, and like I'm a Spider-Man collector. So some figures I'm just gonna have a lot of, and I welcome him into the collection. But if you look, everybody's up there. Gambit, Bishop, Magneto, no Wolverine. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, everybody wants Wolverine. But looks like a pretty good wave. I actually like the Bishop, and I like the Wolverine. I'm probably not going to get the Magneto. If I did, I'd probably keep him mint on card on some collecting like that. Don't need the Gambit. Those two Mayfax have served me well on that. But I definitely might pick up the Storm and definitely might pick up the Rogue. But the two that I want, I'm satisfied with them. If you're looking for these guys, if you can get them at Target, that's what I see now, pick them up. But I believe they're available everywhere. Just Target got that work right now. Hey, Uncle Tim said that Target got that heat. They got that work right now. They selling big slabs for cheap too. And then also with that, still seeing a few of the 2-packs left from Avengers 60th anniversary. I seen 3 of those Dr. Dooms. A lot of people don't like that Dr. Doom, but I like that shit. If I had the money like that, I would have picked up the 3 or 4 more I seen. But that's what's left over in the scroll. I don't think I'll be messing with that scroll. That Destroyer, that's what I was really on the hunt for and kept coming across, that Dr. Doom, man. But those things are still out there, so if you're looking for them, check them out. But yeah, that is community. X-Men97 hitting the shelves, and people loving damn Wolverine. They tearing his ass up. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that's went Wolverine and seen just an empty rack at his spot, but he's worth it. If you got a bunch of Wolverines, nothing to go too crazy over, but he is a solid, good Wolverine. Alright, this week on this episode of G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe there's nothing really else to talk about but the cases upon cases of G.I. Joe that I have found. I had a few other things I kind of wanted to go over, but there's nothing else to talk about. I've been on this journey to find Crimson Guards for the past month, ever since the end of August, beginning of September, when that first got reported. I've been all the way up in the state, in the mountains, which I was last week. I've been all the way over to the ocean, to Wilmington, which I was yesterday. Still no Crimson Guards. And lo and behold, in my own Ollie's, I asked the guy to go in the back. I was just on a whim. I said, because my daughter's school is right by Ollie's. So when I can go in there, I'll check it out. So I'm on a whim. I'm actually looking at another figure. I was gonna buy this Fortnite figure, and then I needed some cleaning supplies. So let me go to the front and get a cart. And in the front were cases of toys, which I seen when I first walked in. But then I stumbled across this one open box of Dusty Zarana, and then there was one Crimson Guard. And I'm like, oh man, I'm too late. I was like, did you guys just get this in? He's like, yeah, we about to stage this I said, you got any more in the back? They said, yeah, we got some more case in the back, but like always, like yesterday in Wilmington, there's so much stuff back there, I don't know. And they don't know. They don't know exactly what you're looking for. But I showed them that Crimson Guard. I said, hey, if there's any way you can go in the back and get it, that'd be cool. But they kind of left it at that. I didn't know this guy was going in the back to go check for me. So I get the one Crimson Guard out and I get a Dusty. I'm like, all right, I guess I'll grab a Dusty. That's like almost buyer's remorse in reverse. I'll get this motherfucker just cause. So make a long story short, I got the cart and then the guy comes up to me either while I'm in the store or I'm still in the front, and he was like, hey, I got 6 more cases of that case in the back. He said, you want to come back? I'm like, oh yeah. And I'm like, hey, is it okay if I film? I got a YouTube show. What better than capture this on camera? So that's what you're seeing now, man. That nice young man came and brought me cases. And what I did, I went through and I plucked out all the Crimson Guards out of them. Left the Dusties and Zoranas. You know, hey, it's food or be food, basically, at this point. And everybody's had a chance to get a Crimson Guard. This is like, hey, if you get there, you get there. So sometimes I do stuff and sometimes I do stuff generously and sometimes I don't. If you don't think that was a generous act, then oh well, I don't care. But I've been waiting on these Crimson Guards for over a year. This is the last army build. I said, hold on, I'm not pre-ordering this off Big Bad Toy Store, because what taught me a lesson with that was the Alley Vipers. I ordered 20 of those when they first came out a year and a half, 2 years ago for 25 or 24 bucks a piece. And lo and behold, when they finally dropped, they became $15 a piece. Everybody remember that from GameStop? Everywhere had them for $15, even Amazon. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? I feel like a big idiot. So I said, I'm gonna hold up on these Crimson Guards, and I'm glad I did. In the past 2 days, I have brought, how many? 6 Stalkers. I brought 12 Crimson Guard, and all of these figures have cost me really below $100. Like these 12 Crimson Guards, what was they, $5 a piece? That's 50, so that's 60. The 6 Stalkers was 30. That's $90. I have brought 12 G.I. Joe classified for $90. G.I. Joe is king. G.I. Joe is master. G.I. Joe is emperor. G.I. Joe is ruler. From Mr. Cheeseburger himself, another quote that had me dying laughing a couple of weeks ago. Master, emperor, ruler. G.I. Joe. And I know they didn't mean to do this. This is all coming from backstock. This is more on a business standpoint than, hey, let's give them a bunch of cheap figures. There's no, hey, our shit is clogged. We need to get it out of here. And there's going to be a lot more of these too in the next year that's going to go down until they can kind of catch up and catch their feet up under themselves if they don't buckle in. But it's Hasbro. I don't think they can buckle in and go under off something like this. They still getting their money back. Plus, this is a property they own. So that's why these, I believe, are $5 at Ollie's. These G.I. Joe Classifieds, and the Marvel Legends is still $9.99. That extra $5 is still going to go pay Disney its tax. I believe that's what's going on. Because I was wondering, like, why is G.I. Joe $5 and bullshit Marvel Legends is $10? But 6 Stalkers I found in Wilmington, and 12 Crimson Guards, man. Finally capping off my Crimson Guard army, man. So give a round of applause for that. Finally, after all these videos, these shorts, especially you've been following my shorts, I've been looking for these things for a month. Hard. And at the end of every statement, oh man, guess I didn't find any Crimson Guard. And that's why my collecting comes full circle. My collecting comes full circle. I say this all the time on my channel. Lo and behold, in my hometown, I done been to damn Old Fort, Asheville, I done been to Wilmington, I done been to Raleigh, I done been to Charlotte, and I found none but an old Vietnam in the Ville. I found the massive caseload I've been looking for, and I finally got them, man. And with the Stalkers is cool too. And I seen this from Iron Can, but I'm gonna probably get a little bit more in depth in doing some stuff with these. Grunt is the same body as Stalker, same exact body, just different paint, which is cool. So now you can switcheroo with them, and Grunt comes with the multiple helmets, so you can possibly make 3 soldiers out of one, and then totally put Stalker in the flat greens or put Grunt in the fatigues, which is beautiful, man. Which is beautiful. I wish I could have got some more $11.99 Grunts, but in the past 2 weeks, you talking about, man, I've probably brought 20 G.I. Joe figures. What's say 12, 18? Yeah, with the Grunts, 21 G.I. Joe figures for like $110. G.I. Joe Classified. What a glorious time. A round of applause for that. What a glorious time to be a G.I. Joe Classified collector, man. But if you're looking for these Crimson Guards, they're coming. They do their restocks on Wednesdays at Ollie's.
Look, it's been a month. I watched everybody get theirs. Trickle in. Even some in the state, like out in Charlotte, they got theirs about a month ago. Trickle in. And now finally in the Ville, on the eastern part of North Carolina, they finally hitting. I'm pretty sure they about to hit in Raleigh because these stalkers were down in Wilmington. See, both of these waves are hitting that stalker and them Crimson Twins. The Zorana Dusty and Crimson Guards are hitting Ollie's now. They're restocking for Christmas. They're trying to stock up. And even though I got these 10 shit, they might get another caseload. Look how many movie figures they finally got in. I'm pretty sure when they first hit, people ate them up like, oh, figure fodder. So they ordered more. Don't worry. Keep pounding. Keep looking, people. I've been telling you this for the past months. All this shit gonna come full circle, and this ain't the end of this either. Like, they got a picture of a Crimson Guard. Hey, remember everybody's looking for these? We don't give a fuck no more. You got these for $5. These are the better figure anyway. Better package or whatnot. I mean, I'll get to that Walmart one, but we don't care about that. They shot themselves in the foot. Look for those in Ollie's in about a year too. Look for those motherfuckers too. They're gonna be there too. So, Ollie's for the win. Let's give a round of applause. Even Ollie's smiling down on me. Look at him. Angels watching over me.
Yep, Ollie's right there. So that is G.I. Joe. Is G.I. Joe? What a wonderful, marvelous G.I. Joe, king, master, emperor, ruler of all action figures. And G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe. Alright, so let's get into pickups for the week. Weekly pickups. Not too many things, but once again, I still got some good things. And once again, over half this stuff is pretty much clearance or pretty much 70% off. First thing first, being that this is out the box, I came across 2 of these Thor and Destroyer 2-packs that was on the sale from Target. One in Garner earlier this week, and then one in Concord, basically a suburb of Charlotte. I was on the fence about getting it, but I was like, man, what the heck? Let me grab it. I think I want to see what that Destroyer is like. I already have that Thor. The extra head sculpts are cool. Make a long story short, once again, this Avengers 60th anniversary has taken me by surprise. The Thor, I can deal with the Thor. The cool thing about the Thor is he's more fodder if you got the other Thors to make an ultimate Thor. Which, I mean, body pretty much is the same as far as aesthetic. But head sculpts, hands, effects, especially with that Thor Ragnarok with the spinning hammer. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take all these Thors and put them together and make my one Thor. But what really caught me by surprise is this Destroyer. This Destroyer is dope. It made me mad I didn't pick up that 2-pack in Garner for 29 bucks. Cause with that sale, more likely I wouldn't have got it at 59, but with that sale at 29, it made me want to get it. And I wish I would have had 2 of these Destroyers. I wish I would have got 5, 6 of them. Hopefully down the road they'll have another sale half off, but the 29 bucks is totally worth the Destroyer. I mean, it's a pretty cool figure. What really gets me is this abdominal ball, man. I mean, this thing can really like bend forward and bend backwards, man. And like I said, once again, this Avengers line has really took me by surprise. Great sculpt with the spikes going down the side. Looks like it has a little bit like almost like Rush Wash on it, but it's good enough for me. I mean, could it have a few more things? Yes, but for 29 bucks, I mean, it feels good, it moves good, it feels like a quality toy to me. I like it. I don't care about the marbling in the plastic. I mean, that stuff like that doesn't bother me. I think this was great for 29, and you get an extra Thor for fodder. So with that 2-pack, like I said, I was pleased with that. I didn't film where I went to in Charlotte this time around, but I had to go up to Charlotte, but then I had to go up to a place called Old Fort, which I wanted to call Old Fart in my mind for some odd reason, but it's right outside of Asheville, North Carolina. And on the way back down from dropping a load there, going to Charlotte, I said, let me see if there's an Ollie's around. Thing about Ollie's is, I guess it's a small town store, because every major city I go to is only like one in there. There's one in Raleigh, one in Fayetteville, one in Charlotte, of all places, which is a huge city. But in between Charlotte and this place called Old Fort, there was like 30 of them. I basically hit 2 or 3 just going down the line, going back to Charlotte. I hit one in Shelby. I hit one in Forest City, North Carolina. And basically, make a long story short, is I found my Panthers, and I got them even cheaper. All 3 of those Black Panthers I told you I was really liking from that Black Panther wave with that Atuma Builder figure. Got them real good too, man. This time not $9.99, $3.99. I don't know how, like, this price tag just jumped off and landed on this Panthers, all three of them, for $3.99. How did this price tag just switch up? Who knows? I don't know for sure how that happened, but I'm happy to have them. So now I got 3 Black Panthers that I paid $15 for. Also, finally picked up that Black Widow, also for $3.99. I don't know how that happened. That was like real magical, man. So, got the explosions that I wanted. I don't care about the Black Widow, but next time I go in, I'm definitely gonna get those explosions, because nobody cares about them really. Only if you know, you know. And the key piece to this whole pickups this week, which I didn't plan on getting, I've been seeing them, was the X-Men97. I found a Bishop. Bishop is on pegs. You can find Bishop. This is the one I wanted. I know I wanted the Wolverine, but Bishop's the one I wanted. This Bishop looks good. They need to give us a Cable in this same kind of almost aesthetic here, with the matte finish, the big bulky body, pinless, kind of looks like in the uniform with these X-Men. And the surprise to me is you go to every store, there's no Wolverine on the pegs. Like, everybody wants this Wolverine. Like I said, I didn't film any of my escapades, just a little bit. I think I filmed some of the Black Panther finds, but every store Target I went to, Bishop, Magneto, Gambit is on the shelves. Wolverine gone. All the Targets. I'm talking about from Garner out to Charlotte. And then lo and behold, this is how my collecting comes full circle. I get back to my hometown Target. I said, let me just swing through here and see what's up. There's one Wolverine left on the pegs, and it was for old Savage. Always doing me right, boy. That hometown thing always do me right. So I got Bishop and Wolverine, and I plan on opening them up this week. But that was weekly pickups. Not much, but good solid. A lot of good cheap stuff, and some cool new pickups, some brand new pickups that I can't wait to open up. I just been watching reviews of pretty much everybody on these X-Men97, just seeing how they feel about them, which I can pretty much see how they gonna be, but I think they're some pretty cool additions to add to the collection. All right, let's get into this week's hot topic, and this week's hot topic is the giant man is becoming the little man in the room. And basically, the reason why I say that, because this project hasn't funded yet. I haven't talked about it in about 3 weeks, ever since it was first announced, because there really wasn't nothing to talk about. They pretty much showed everything they had, and everybody's thinking they're coming with extra figures. I don't think they're gonna do that. They didn't do that with the Engine of Vengeance, and I don't think they'll do that here, because I believe they're thinking they're justified. Which, if you want to do that, that's up to you. You think it's justifiable, not what they offered, the price or whatnot. I'm not here for that. Basically, what I'm here for is that this project may or may not make it. It should be a giant success if you really think about it. If we're going far as what was offered in the old HasLab versus this one of this year, and things they try to correct far as price or gate locking figures, and it should be a win, but it's not. It's not moving. It's not really going nowhere. This 5,000 pretty much has been there since the beginning. It was at about 4, and it crept up about 1,000 ever since it was first announced. Will I think it get funded? I think it will. I think it might squeak by, but then again, who knows? I actually thought the Engine of Vengeance was actually going to push through, but this is not doing what the Engine of Vengeance did. The Engine of Vengeance actually declined on its way to its closing dates. It was actually dropping off and losing people. It jumped about, I think maybe about 6 or 7 when it first was announced, and then it declined from there. This has steadily rose, no decline, just a steady creep. Now, towards the end of all HasLabs, you see a huge jump, but by the end of that HasLab, it's almost close to the finishing goal. This was only halfway there. Granted, it is 15 days to go, but I don't see anything else pushing this thing and making it go along besides people at the end saying, hey, you know what, I actually want this. So if that happens, I can see an extra 3,000 people jumping on. But at 5,000, where's it at now? It's at 5,605 backers with 15 days, 7 hours, and 2 minutes left. At 5,600, extra 3,000 jumps on. What does that give you? 8,600. That's still not meeting minimum goal, and it will fail. Similar thing kind of happened with the Rancor. It got close to where it was supposed to be, but it didn't make it there, and they didn't care. I think it fell short by like 500 or a couple of hundred, and it just didn't get to where it needed to be, so it wasn't made. Me, as far as this project wise, it's not something I really want, and that's just my personal standpoint, but it's something that I really would like to have. My situation right now is I might have to pull out of this thing anyway, because I don't think I just have enough money to throw at that. And it's not like something I'm crazy over, like it's G.I. Joe Dragonfly or His Tank, or something I'm really gravitating to make that extra move, that extra step. Look, and make sure I have this when it arrives. As far as the Marvel collection, I was watching I think X-Men, and he said he's an essential part of Avengers, and he is. So this is something, if you're hard up on that, this is something that you want. This is something that you would want in your collection. And I believe people who have really already signed on. As far as the offering on my end, I think it's a good price. Do I think it needed to be HasLab in these days in current climate? Yes. I think it can get put on the shelves, and I think it'll get brought too. But then I think it'll be a lot of them just sitting there that'll go to clearance, which is great for the collector. And I feel people on that. That's really what you want to happen. You want the odds to fall in your favor. As far as business standpoint on it, the odds wouldn't fall in my favor. Do I think it deserves to be a HasLab? On the same end, on split end, yes, I do. If they're putting it like how they're showing me, yeah, I think it does, and I can wait a year. Give you the $200, you take it, and then deliver my product. Now, as far as the extra head sculpts and things of that nature, was that enough to push this thing over? No. Be honest with you, if they really wanted to go all out, just include that in there with it. And to be honest with you, with 10,000, I don't think is much for a back and go, but they could have dropped it to maybe like 8,000, 7,000, but I don't think 10,000 is a lot. I've seen HasLabs do that easily when people really want something. So far as the head sculpts, I don't think those are real gang pushers. I understand why they don't have figures in this. They didn't want people to say, well, you're gate locking them behind these figures, behind this product. But at the same time, this product actually kind of goes hand in hand with other figures when you sit up and think about it. You know what I'm saying? It really does. Like the Wasp and Ant-Man and Hank Pym, they all go hand in hand together. Like, so to add these figures in, you can see why. So it's kind of like they're gun shy, really. And that's what's going on with this project. It's gun shy, and it's a lot of sour disdain, and which I'm not complaining about either or. So what? I mean, I really don't care. But this is what my eyes, and I analyze, see that no matter what you could really offer, people still gonna be kind of set back from that whole campaign last year. That campaign was huge, man. That had a lot of eyeballs on it and a lot of ears to that whole situation throughout the community is what I'm talking about, and especially between YouTubers. So the whole situation is just sour, man. Marvel Legends is really in a bad spot. Me personally, I think this project should have funded and been funded by now, especially with a Giant Man. Something so simple. Sometimes things don't have to be so hard and just, I mean, it really seemed like something so simple. If you want it, get it. If not, then don't buy it. Then also with these other figures that I say, who should be in with the HasLab with it. HasLab with this, don't get it twisted. They're gonna put those out. Of course, they're gonna want your individual dollars on that too. They want the HasLab dollars, which you would have got that, but then they also want other consumer dollars who don't want a Giant Man, who even cares about a Giant Man. But those figures will come out that will go hand in hand with him. But my whole thing is just looking back is I'm really don't know how this thing is going to end. I'm anxious to see. Will it pass or will it not? Like I said, personally, me, I might have to pull out of this thing, man. But if I had it like that, I would go. I would get him. I think he's worth it. I think $200 for that figure, it's totally worth it. Shit, I pay 50, 60 for figures sometimes. So it's something that's 24 inches and has an articulated butt, which on Marvel Legends, half of them don't, as far as the articulation that they gave him with the abdominal ball and the ab crunch. So we'll see though. It's going to be something interesting. How do you guys feel about that? Do you think this project was worth it? Do you think that Marvel Legends is pretty much over as far as HasLabs because of the sour taste of the EOV? Or how you think this thing is going? Did you back it? Did you not back it? Do you hate HasLabs? Let me know in the comments down below.